Validate, commit, I've explained it. Always do a preview changes and do a validate. Validation, it will show you that there is a whatever you do, made a changes, making changes, there's a no error. Okay, so it will just give a go ahead. That is. Let's wait for 2 minutes. Okay, details configuration is valid. Okay. So that's all clear. Let's commit it, guys. Let's let it commit. Okay, configuration committed successfully. Yeah, that's fine. Let's see if I'm getting anything. Guys, see that I've got the IP addresses. Come to here, interface to this dynamic DHCP client. Okay, because we know that this interface is connected with this dynamic interface. Okay, so once you click on it, we will get all the details. Okay, interface. This is that interface IP, and this is the gateway 10.0.0.1. Okay, so we have all these two information actually required. Okay, so let's go to the virtual router, guys. And I want to give a default route. It's default static route. I've already explained, but once the virtual router topic would come, I will explain better on. Okay, static routes. I want to give a like a default route. I want to give a 0.0.0 like everything. Okay, anything interface. It should go from interface outside. Okay, E/2 its outside interface. Next hop. Okay, I want to next hop address. I want to give this gateway address. Okay, whenever this my outside interface packet, it will any traffic 0.0.0 it means what? Any traffic it will come. It will forward the packet to this interface somewhere in a DHCP. So we have clicked and we have come to we have know that the gateway of 10.0.0.1 is the gateway IP. Okay, click on it. Those all okay. Just okay. That is clear. The routing is done. Let's commit again. Wait. Commit. Okay. Meanwhile, it is committing. Let's come to the policy. Let's create one policy. Okay, because for my NAT it should. I'm creating one. Like LAN to WAN policy. Okay, LAN to WAN. Okay, source zone. I'm giving inside. Okay, source zone is inside. Guys, source address I'm just keeping here any here. Okay, destination zone I'm giving outside. Okay, and also destination address I'm keeping any. Okay, services keep it like this. Everything I'm just allowing everything. Okay, just for testing purpose. Action is allowed. In general. Anyway, I created one policy. Submit the policy. So once this committed, let it commit. It will commit. Okay. So guys, now come to in the policy. There is a NAT. Okay. Second to the. Okay, just click on that. There is no such policy now. Okay. So right now we are going to do a configuration for dynamic NAT first. Okay. What is dynamic NAT? What we are going to do? This is our topology. This is my firewall, and it is connected to internet DHCP, right? And it has. I want that this PC, whenever go out 172.16 1.1, it will go out. It will take this IP. Okay. Let's see. So we are going to configure dynamic PAT, guys. Okay, dynamic PAT. I've already explained what is PAT in port address translation. So we are going to demonstrate. Okay, come to the NAT. We will see static NAT, dynamic PAT, every configuration here. Okay, first click on add. Just in the below, click on add. Give any name. So like I'm giving dynamic. It's a name I'm giving. Okay, dynamic PAT policy. Anyway. This is the descriptions. Whatever the descriptions you want to give, you can give. Okay, tagging, guys. We already aware of tagging, right? Like just there's no tags right created, but if you want to give any tags like a color, right, we know that. Okay, you can give. Okay, group rules by tag none. Okay, there is a guys NAT type. I need to explain what is NAT type. NAT IP version 4, NAT 64, NAT v6. What is actually these three? So first I'll see this is different kind of NAT types, guys. Okay, not static NAT, nothing. Okay, so NAT types according to the Palo Alto, one is IPv4 NAT types. It means that NATing between IP version 4 addresses. IP version 4 addresses between IP version 4 addresses are called I call this IPv4 NAT. Okay, what is the difference? We know that 10.0.0 whatever these all subnet. These are all belongs to IPv4. Okay, there is a two kind of IP addresses, right? One is IPv4, one is IPv6, right? So whatever the NAT we are doing in between the IPv4 addresses, this type of NATing configuration are actually called IPv4 NAT type. Okay, other one is what is the other one? NAT 64. What is NAT 64, guys? NAT 64 is like if you're doing any NATing between NATing. Okay, NAT NAT between IPv4 addresses and IPv6 addresses are called NAT64. Okay, so what is NAT64? If like we have one IP is something belongs to IPv4. Okay, and if we are NATing from IPv4 to IPv6, okay, we are doing NATing from IPv4 to IPv6 or IPv6 to IPv4. This kind of NAT actually called NAT64. Okay, just try to understand, which we are not doing here. But if you are doing NAT from IPv4 to IPv6, then you have to select NAT64, guys. Okay, then you have to select NAT64. What is the last one? And the last one is NAT IPv6. NAT v6. I'm sorry. What is NAT v6, guys? NAT v6 is same like if we are doing NAT between IPv6 addresses. That's it. IPv6 addresses. NAT between IPv6 addresses are called NAT v6. Clear? So now we have understand that three kinds of NAT. Which one you are doing? So right now we are doing IPv4. IPv6 is something else. Okay. If you have know of IPv6, so that time if you are doing a NATing like your subnet is actually your destination subnet is actually belongs to the IPv6 and you have a IPv4. That time you will select IP NAT64. And if you are also using a NAT v6 and you are try to NAT between the IPv6, so that time you will select a NAT type NPTv6. Okay. Okay. So that's the general things. Okay, so now guys, always think about it as a two kind of packet. One is original packet, one is translated packet, guys. This is going to be help you out as I explained all the time. So now what we are doing? We are doing what we are doing. We are doing that this is my firewall. It is connected with the internet. Okay, I'm going to do dynamic pat. Okay, this is one PC. So whenever any 172.16.1.0/24, this is a whole subnet. Suppose if this will go outside, it will take this interface IP. Okay, that's what I have to be configure dynamic pat. So this is inside zone, we know that, and this is outside zone. Okay, so let's configure, guys. The same thing we are going to configure. Okay, so now original packet, where source is belongs, guys. Source, this is source, right? This is source, this is destination. It will go to the internet. Source belongs to inside zone. Okay, so it is checking because my Palo Alto firewall is a zone-based firewall. So just select the zone. So we will select the inside zone. Okay, what is my destination zone? Destination zone, where it is going, guys? It is going from to outside zone. So we have first mentioned where sources belong inside zone, where destination belongs outside zone. Okay, these two things configure. And it is asking destination interface. What is your destination interface? So destination interface is like this is destination, right? So this destination interface is connected to my outside interface, right? So like destination is outside, right? So this is my destination, like internet. It is connected to which interface? Outside interface. Okay, so that information we will give here. Outside interface. Where destination belongs, see that destination interface. Just give Ethernet E/2. Ethernet E/2 is connected to my outside interface. Okay, that is clear. Now services. So I need to also explain some port address translation. After that, later on I'll explain. Now, like what is services? So first I'm giving any, but like if you want to give like if it is going to the internet, so it could be using any of the services. But like if you want to allow any of the specific like only 443 port, only 80 ports, it's all depend on the requirements. Okay, so or only 22 ports. Any of the ports services if you want to allow for this connection, you can mention the services. But here I'm just keeping services like any because it is going to the internet, whatever the traffic it is using, I don't know. Okay, source address. Here you will mention your source address. Okay, so I want that 172.16.1.0/24. So that would be my source address. Okay, this is my source address. I've given the full subnet 172.16.1.0. Destination address I'm keeping any. Why? Because it is using what is my original packet here, guys? Original packet here. Okay, source zone. Where does belong source zone? Inside. Okay, what is my source IP? Source IP. I've given the subnet 172.16.1.0/24. Either you can give a specific IP address also /22 host even. But I've given the subnet. Okay, that is clear. What is my destination zone, guys? Destination zone is outside. Okay, and what is destination address? So actually, destination address is actually going to anywhere. I don't know. It's going to use YouTube, Facebook, any of the in internet. It's all any, right? I don't know. Either if there is any specific one you can give, okay, and any specific IP, you know that you can provide according to the requirement. But here I want to give any because I want to use any traffic in the internet. That's clear. So I'm just keeping destination address is any. So that's all for my original packet. Now come to the translated packet, guys. I hope there is no issues in the original packet. Original packet, we have defined the source zone, we have defined the destination zone, we have defined the source IP, we have defined the destination IP. That is clear. Okay. Now translated packet, guys. See that source address translation. I've already explained what is source address and what is destination address translation. Source NAT and DNAT. I've already explained first time. Okay, we will learn later on. So we know that here we are doing a source netting. Dynamic pat is a source net. Okay, so just click on. We don't need to deal anything with the destination address. Okay, come here. I am not. Okay, sorry for that. Okay, so what we are doing here, we are doing dynamic IP and port. If you see that, if you click here, you will getting only three options, guys. There is no UNet, nothing. But we can achieve it by the static net or dynamic IP. Okay. So dynamic IP and port. This is means what is dynamic IP and port? This is means dynamic PAT. What is dynamic IP? This is means dynamic NAT, like pool of IP, right? And static IP. So we are choosing here dynamic IP and port. Once you select it, dynamic IP and port, we have option address type translation. Okay, address type. So see, there's two things. I have explained, right? I have explained you the two scenarios. One, either it will take your interface address. Likewise, if you select interface address, or either if you have some free IP, just if it's translated address, if you have a free IP, you can edit here. You can edit here. Okay, guys. So we are not using a translated address. The two scenarios I've already explained for the dynamic patch. We're using. We want whenever this PC will go, it will choose. It will take this IP outside interface. Okay, so I've selected the interface address. It's very simple, guys. Just try to understand. Go one by one. It's very, very simple. Okay, nothing logical. Okay, nothing rocket science here. It's very simple. Okay, so my interface address. So whenever this PC will go out, it will take an IP of this interface, right? So I've selected the interface address. Which interface address it will take IP? Ethernet 1/2 because this is the outside interface. That's it, guys. If I select here, either you can give the IP address of this IP, but we are not getting option here. Why? Because we are getting this IP from DSCP. If it is connected statically, if you're getting the IP static, if it's a static IP at the outside, definitely we will mention some IP, but it will not come. Okay, so make sure, because if you are connected by the DSCP, as we are connected by the DSCP here, we will not get IP to mention. No need, because it's a DSCP. That's fine. But if there is a static IP, if you're connected, if in the outside if there is a static IP, you will get option. You can add the IP. Okay, but here we are connected with the DSCP. It is automatically, my firewall is automatically know that this interface connected with the DSCP. That's why it is not. If you give it, even give the IP, it will not take. You want this source NAT 172.16.1.0, this all subnet, whenever it will goes out, you just mention any of the IP, like 3.3.3, guys. Any IP, I'm just taking any free IP, right? So if you mention it, whenever this will go out, it will do a dynamic pat on this IP. It will take this IP and go out. If you have a statically connected, if you have a static IP here, then you need to mention your static IP. Okay, so like like suppose this one has a 1.1.1 IP. Suppose this one is static IP, static public IP. I have mentioned 1.1.1 public IP, but it will not take, by default. It will not take, because my firewall is smart. He know that it is connected by the interface. Okay. Okay, so this is what the exact original. This is what the dynamic pat configuration is. Very simple. Nothing rocket science. We know that source zone in the original packet. We have mentioned where sources belongs. We have just give the source zone. Where destination belongs, we have given the destination zone. Where my destination interface connected, we have given that interface. Services, just keep it any. What is my source address? I have given the source subnet address. Where he want to go destination IP, as it is want to go internet, I have given any. If it is going some specific IP, we can mention that particular specific IP here. Okay, guys. Okay, but he want to go to the internet, I just keep it any. Okay. And translated address, I'm choosing a dynamic IP and port. I have given the address type internet interface address, and interface type is whatever the interface connected to that outside interface. That's it. That's what we have mentioned. Okay, and just keep okay and commit the changes. That's the dynamic configuration. I failed route source transfer dynamic IP and port into okay. It's why it's showing IP is valid. Okay, just let me choose none only. This is the configuration. Name is dynamic pat policy tag none. We know what is tag. This is the original packet. Source zone is inside. Destination zone is outside. Destination interface E/2. Source address is 172.16.1.0. Okay, /24 destination address any services any. Okay, these all are the information for my original packet. Translated packet, only source is NATing, not destination. Source translation, we are using dynamic IP and port, and we have given outside interface Ethernet 1/2. So we have all the information of the dynamic pat configuration and just commit it. That's it. This is the way we can do a configuration for dynamic pat. Okay. Meanwhile, I just want to give a little bit hint. What is port translation? Just a small hint, guys. Port translation. Port forwarding, actually. Okay, port forwarding is better word. This is a better word. So like this is my source IP. Okay, source IP is suppose 10.0.0.1 anything, guys. And if like he want to access destination IP, any public IP 1.1.1.1. Okay, on the port 443. So this is my original packet, guys. Original packet. Okay, what is my translated packet? Translated packet. Source IP will NAT to some like 2.2.2. Okay, suppose this is NAT to 2.2.2. Okay, we're fine. Destination IP I'm keeping the same, but I also want this port also be forward or also being translated to some 8080, any other port. So that's how we can also make a port forwarding. That is where it's going to be used on the DNAT. Mostly it's happening. I'll explain what is. Okay, I will give you the some some scenarios how to explain. So even the port is also we can translate it. Okay, so we will. This is a review only. Let's see. I don't know if it is working or not. Let's see. Come here. Give the IP 172.16.1.1 to this PC. We will just test it. If it will work or not, it's all we can just see. If it work, that's fine. If not, then so by default, only management interface you can able to ping, you can able to do SSH, you can able to do HTTPS. Rest all are the interfaces I've explained, right? Ping, HTTPS, SSH, all are blocked. So that's why I have just have to create it. I've created the advanced. Go to the interface, advanced management profile. You can create it. You can select the like I've selected right HTTP, HTTPS, ping, right? You've shown, huh? I'm just giving the maybe okay. So guys, I have given this IP. Let's see if this IP can able to what is it? Connect to the internet or not. I'll try to connect to google.com. Try to access from this PC to internet. Google.com. It is working, guys. See that? Okay. Now, if I want to from this PC, if I want Facebook.com, whatever, it is working. So my internet is working, guys. So come to the CLI. Okay. Just type configuration control L. So session all. So you can see all are the packets. Okay. Again, doing control L. Okay. Up arrow. So session all. You can see ID VCs. Okay. These are the ID of VCs. Application, which application the traffic is going. Static is state active. Okay. Type of flag. NS. What is it? I just want to explain. See that, like for the Google base. So application we are using Google base. It means what? Google.com. State is active. And this is, see that S. What is NS, guys? It means source NAT. Okay. Source NAT. If it is DS, it means destination NAT. Sorry, ND. Okay, N means natting, S means source. It is source natting. So my IP is 172.16.1.1. This is the port number 49176 source port number. Okay, it belongs to the inside zone and it is going to the 6.14225. It is IP of Google. Okay, and port number is 443 going to the outside. Okay, now this is my translated packet, guys. 10.0.3.108. It means this is my translated packet. This source IP 172.1.1 translated to 10.0.3.108. Okay, it is showing because the lab configuration it is showing the 10 IP. Why? Because this is how they have created the lab, but in your real scenario it should be some kind of public IP. Okay, guys, and it is going to the 142.250 whatever it is, the same IP, right? 142.250.67. This is Google IP, one port 443. So that's all translation information we can see by the CLI. Also, even at the monitor, sorry, come to the session browser. Okay, guys, let's refresh it. And here we can even see that just any packet, just expand it from here. We can see session ID 90 timeout, 3600 timeout value, whatever. Application Google base, same configuration, LAN to WAN, protocol 6, TCP protocol number is 6. Okay, security policy name is LAN to WAN, net source. It's a source NAT. Okay, NAT source true. Okay, NAT destination false. It means we are using a source NATing. That is true. Because we are not using destination, that's why it's showing false. NAT rule, dynamic PAT policy. We have created the dynamic PAT policy, right? So this is the NAT policy actually hitting. Okay, these all are the information we are able to see. This is see that flow. What is my direction? C2S, whatever. From zone inside going to outside zone. Okay. Source IP 172.16.1.1. Okay. And destination is 142.250.67.163. Okay, guys. So that's how all the information. This is flow 2. I think this is from the packet coming from, like, the source is belongs to Google IP. Destination belongs to the 10.003.108. This is my interface IP, outside interface IP. Port number is 443. So this IP, you can see that, guys, 10.00. I'm not able to 10.0.3.108. Okay, this is the public IP. This is this interface IP. So whenever this PC going outside, it's taking this interface IP. We know that. What is the IP? Come to the network. Okay, interfaces. Dynamic DSCP. This is IP, right? IP address of this interface 192.10.0.0.108. So that the same IP it's showing here, guys. See 10.0.3.108. So this is the demonstration of whenever with the help of dynamic pad, we can like from inside zone, if they will go to the outside, it will take a outside interface of the parameter firewall. So that's how we have configured the dynamic pad. Okay.